The worst part didn't happen during the party. It happened after. I was 23, October 2016. My friend Ethan threw the biggest Halloween party in town every year. His parents always left town and their two-story house turned into a true labyrinth of fear. Fake walls, dead ends, motion-triggered screams, fog creeping through narrow hallways, blood-red lights, creepy figures hanging from the ceiling, over 50 people inside, music shaking the windows, laughter and shouting mixed with the fog, creating a sense of chaos no one could understand. Upstairs in Ethan's room, it was just me, Ryan, Caleb, Marcus, and Noah. We were joking, smoking, trying to ignore the fog sneaking under the door when 2 violent bangs from downstairs. Not knocking, forcing entry. Then a scream. Real. The music cut instantly. A man's voice echoed through the house. Everyone on the floor. Ethan froze, pale, eyes wide. He stepped into the hallway for 3 seconds, came back different. Hide now. Lights off. Ethan and Caleb darted into the closet. Marcus slipped into a large storage trunk. Noah and I dropped under the bed. I tried to steady my breathing, but my hands shook uncontrollably. Heavy boots climbed the stairs. Slow, controlled. The doorknob rattled, locked, slam, another slam. A gunshot blew out the lock. The door creaked open. Black boots, long coat, gloves. He didn't search the room, he went straight to the closet. We know you're in there, Ethan. No hesitation. Ethan begged, offered money. I don't have that kind of cash. The man replied calmly. We want $500,000, $500,000 or someone dies. They dragged him downstairs. We stayed frozen, barely breathing. Then I heard one of them laugh. He thought this was just part of the show. 20 minutes passed. The front door slammed, silence. Ethan returned upstairs. They're gone. We went downstairs. Emily and Jason were on the floor, 2 shots, clean, deliberate. Wallets and phones untouched. It wasn't about money. The police found nothing. 4 masked men demanded $500,000, disappeared, case went cold. But the story was far from over. Ethan unraveled, stopped going to school, drank constantly, started using harder drugs. In March 2017, he called me at 3:14 a.m. Do you remember how they went straight to the closet? I didn't answer. I told someone where I'd hide. I wanted to stage a fake scare, just to make the party unforgettable. A chill ran down my spine. But those weren't the guys I contacted. Different crew. They knew his name, the layout, everything. He was shaking as he spoke. I should have never thrown that party. In August 2017, Ethan died of an overdose. Everyone thinks that was the end. But it was. The night after his funeral, I received a package. No return address. Inside was a black mask. On the inside, written in marker. Phase 2 complete. Taped to it was a photograph. Taken in Ethan's bedroom. From under the bed. Low angle, as if someone had been lying there, watching, waiting. And in the corner of the photo, my face. Looking straight at the camera. Timestamp October 31, 2016, 11:42 p.m. The intruders didn't come upstairs until 11:47 p.m. 5 minutes later, I stared at the photo for hours. Then I noticed something subtle. A shadow behind the closet, not Ethan's, not anyone else. It looked like my own. But my memory of that night was clear. I remembered hiding, trembling, panicked. Or so I thought. Then it hit me. I was the only one who could have taken the photo. I was under the bed, I should have been terrified, but the camera angle, my expression looked calm, waiting. A chill ran down my spine. Had I been aware of them all along? Had I set this up? Was I the reason Emily and Jason were killed? I went back through my memories, every laugh, every step, every whisper under the bed. I remembered feeling curious. Watching Ethan squirm, hearing him beg, watching the intruders move. I remembered thinking it would be interesting to see what would happen if things went wrong. And the photo proved it. Weeks passed. I couldn't sleep, couldn't talk, couldn't think straight. Sometimes I replay the night in my head. I imagine the intruders leaving. Ethan sobbing, Emily and Jason gone. And I realize I was never just a witness. I was part of it. The more I think, the more I remember subtle actions I had forgotten. Slight nudges, distractions that put everyone in danger. The more I look at that photo, the more I see it. My calm face, my hands poised, waiting. I haven't told anyone this. Not Ryan, not Noah, not Marcus. Sometimes I wonder if the crew knew, if the Phase 2 note was meant for me. If they ever knew what I really did. Or maybe they were just finishing what I started. And now, sometimes when I close my eyes, I can still feel someone under the bed. Not breathing, not moving. Just watching, waiting. And I know. It's me. And it always will be. I didn't realize the knocking wasn't coming from outside until 2 a.m. This was my first Halloween alone in my own house. Small corner place, basement, no second floor. My parents helped pay for it and I felt proud like it was finally mine. At 11 p.m. I was watching horror movies, lights off, bowl of candy untouched beside me. That's when I heard it. Knock, knock. Not loud, just enough. I froze. No kids were still out. Halloween was basically over. I checked the window. Empty street. I laughed it off. Ding dong ditch, I muttered and went back to the couch. 30 seconds later. Bang, bang, bang. This time the door shook. Not playful, not childish. Angry. Leave me alone, I yelled. Silence. Then the doorknob moved. Slowly. I ran to the door and ripped it open. No one. But the air felt wrong, heavy, like someone had been standing inches away from me. I stepped outside. Checked the bushes. Behind my car. Across the street. Nothing. Too quiet. I went back inside and double-locked the door. That's when the knocking started again. But this time, it wasn't at the front door. It was coming from inside the house. From somewhere deeper. I muted the TV. My heart was pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. Knock. 3 slow hits. From the hallway. I grabbed my phone, ready to call the police, but stopped. What if it was just the pipes, the house settling? Then I heard it again. Closer. Right outside my bedroom. It was 2 a.m. The handle to my bedroom door slowly turned. Not shaking. Not forced. Someone testing it. That's when panic fully hit. I didn't own a gun. But I had speakers. I connected my phone as fast as I could, searched .45 gunshot sound, cranked the volume, and hit play. The shot exploded through the room. I screamed, that was a warning shot, leave now. Silence. Then I heard footsteps. Running. Across the living room. The front door opening. Slamming shut. I waited a full minute before stepping out. The house was empty. But the front door was wide open. And on the porch, a black hat. Not mine. Still warm. I called the police. They came, checked everything. No signs of forced entry. No fingerprints. Nothing. They told me it was probably a prank. But I knew better. Because I hadn't told them the worst part. While they were searching outside, I checked the basement. And found a wooden box I had never seen before. Inside were printed photos. Of my house. Taken at night. From across the street. From the sidewalk. From my backyard. Some of them were recent. Very recent. And the last photo was taken through my living room window. Earlier that night, you could see me on the couch, watching TV. And behind me, there was a dark shape standing in the hallway. Inside the house, I slowly turned toward the hallway. Nothing there. I looked back at the photo. The shape was closer than I remembered. That's when the TV in the living room turned on by itself. Full volume. Static. Then it switched to camera footage. My bedroom. Live. From above. Like from the ceiling corner. And I was standing in it. Holding the photo. Watching myself. The feed glitched. And for a split second, something was standing directly behind me. I turned around. Nothing. When I looked back at the TV, the screen was black. The police never found cameras. Never found prints. Never found anyone. But I moved out 3 weeks later. And every Halloween since then, at exactly 2 a.m., my phone gets a notification. No caller ID. And when I answer, I hear 3 slow knocks.